Okay, Shalom Akim. Call Halalim Na, Yahweh Bashim Yashab Bashim Rakha Kodash, and double honors to the great Muslim apostles. Thought Yahweh for giving me the power and to make this video. And this is pretty much a lesson going back to the fundamentals, man. Going into Yahweh Shai as a so-called black beings, as Jake would perceive it nowadays, as Yahweh being a so-called black man when he was on earth and still is a black man. And of course Yahweh as well, having a dark brown complexion. I'm going to get into that. As well as, Israel and the commandments of which they're supposed to be following. And the reason why they're in that current state, which I've mentioned in previous videos, but, always got to reiterate the point clearly. The mark of the beast, and of course what we're supposed to be watching for in this current time, the prophecies, which is really the core part, is the mark of the beast to come. And because, as the video is called Back to the Basics, man, fundamental things of which Israelites are supposed to know, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. So, and also what the Israelite man and woman is supposed to do in this age, although not all Israelites will be doing this, but of course to whoever Yahweh Bashim Yahushua will is imposed upon them to actually do, or at least try to be righteous, man, because the prophets today, the brothers today are trying to also do what they can to be as righteous as they can, man, because obviously we do fall short, or we don't force ourselves to fall short, man. But of course we do try our best, and of course again it's upon the will of Yahweh. It depends on the will of Yahweh on what he puts upon the vessel, upon the spirit, and what it's supposed to do, whether it's to be a 2/3 or to be to strive to be part of the elect. So, right, let me get to his precepts right now. Let's see. I'm going to start with Revelation pertaining to the appearance of Yahweh Shai, because we all know the argument where people then say the appearance of the Messiah does not matter, or the appearance of so-called Jesus Christ doesn't matter, man. It does matter. We're going to get into that as well. So, let me read the appearance, then I'll go back to the reason why it does matter. So, let's see. Revelation 1 verse 13. Actually, wait. Actually, yeah, I should read it. But it's the key part there. The key phrase, Son of Man. That's why I'm reading. So it says in Revelation 1 verse 13, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt with paps with a golden girdle. So the key point is that Son of Man is referring to Yahweh Shai. So of course it was describing his clothing as well. Revelation 1 verse 14 says his head and his hair were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. So it says here his head and his hairs were white like wool. Wool referring to the texture, of course white being the color. So of course if anyone has that type of perception, for he who can receive it, it's talking about a white afro. That's what Yahweh Shai had. He had a white afro. That's what he had. Now pertaining to his skin color, it says here, and his feet like unto fine brass, and as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. So Yahweh Shai, of course, when he was doing his ministry, he had a loud voice, man. He had a loud voice. It says, as the sound of many waters. But it also says his feet. So of course, if you look at your feet, you're going to be able to tell the complexion of the whole body just by looking at the feet, man. It says here in Revelation 1 verse 15, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace. And if you search up what brass is a brownish metal, man. A golden brownish metal. But of course it says burned in a furnace, and whatever happens to what you burn, like when you burn a metal, the thing is, after it's burnt, it turns darker in complexion after it's gone through its burning process. It says burned in a furnace, man. So it's past tense. But yeah, let's get to it. I'm gonna try to get the. Let me just search this thing quickly. So look. If I can get like an image. So yeah, man. Let me try to get out. But yeah, as you can see, right. Yeah, the images are clear. Don't know if you all can see that, but you know that's brass right there, man. So you can see brass right there. You know, burnt brass right there. You see the difference. The top part is burnt. Try to click on that. Oh yeah, couldn't load up, but you can see that image right there, man. The top part is burnt, and then the bottom part is the one that's unburned. I don't know if you guys can see that specific image right there. The top part is burnt, and then the bottom part is the original metallic brass when it's formed into that shape. So you can see, man, burnt brass, that's a dark complexion. That's a very, very dark brown. And that's reference to your house as complexion, man. That is reference to your house as complexion. See if I can get this. Yeah, man, you can see this image right here. You know, you can see the top part is burnt, the bottom part is golden brown. But it says burnt brass, so of course it's talking about a dark brown. That's the point I'm trying to make from Revelation 1, verse I think 15, yeah. It says Revelation 1 verse 15 once more, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. So again, he was of a dark brown complexion, and he had a white afro, referenced in Revelation 1 verse 14. So of course, if you can't get it, then the Most High don't want you to get it, to understand it. That's the point right there, man. So that's Revelation 1 verse 14 and 15, man. He was a so-called black man. A so-called black man from the tribe of Judah, man. So that's the key part there. And they're referring to the Most High and his complexion. Because these are just, basic things that I just wanted to, clarify for any new brothers watching, or any sisters that may be watching that may have come into truth either this year or something early, still young in the truth. So this is reference to the Most High's appearance as well. It says here, Revelation 4 verse 3, and he that sat upon, let me actually see, wait, so look here. Yeah, wait. I'm thinking whether I should read from verse 1 or... I read from verse 2, but the key part is verse 3. It says, and immediately I was in the spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. It says in verse 3, and he that sat was to look upon as like a jasper and a sardine stone. And there was this rainbow round about the throne, inside unto an emerald. So the key part that talks about the Most High's appearance here is the comparison to the appearance of a stone, jasper and sardine stone, which we're going to get right now. I think I even saved an image. Let's see. If it ain't here, then I'll have to search it up. Yeah, okay, that's jasper and sardine stone right there, man. That is jasper and sardine. So you can see the complexion is brown. That's what I believe John, when he was writing the book of Revelation, John the Revelator, that's what he saw, man. He was comparing his complexion, the complexion of the Most High, to jasper and sardine stone in Revelation 4 verse 3. Let's see if I can get another one as well. Let's see. Here's another one as well. Jasper and sardine stone. I think this one specifically may be jasper, but the point is jasper and sardine stone, their complexions of brown. So that was in comparison to the Most High's complexion, man, in his masculine spiritual form. So that's the point right there. And I'll get another precept too. I will get it. Let's see. I think it's in the book of Daniel as well. So, this is a further description as well. It says here in Daniel 7 verse 9, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit. That's reference to the Most High Yahweh, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. And again, the key part, the key part of the description is pertaining to the hair, man, of the Most High. It says, and the hair, this is Daniel 7 verse 9, by the way, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. So again, referring to the texture, man, like pure wool, such as if an Israelite, let's say from the tribe of Yehuda or Benjamin, if they grew an afro, the thing is they'll have a texture of woolly hair, man. And of course, if they're of age, like in the 50s, 60s, maybe even 40s, then they'll start to have that white hair. Some of them at least. If they grow the afro, then obviously the afro starts to turn white, man. So again, reference to the Most High, I read Daniel 7 verse 9. The key part is reference to his hair, man. Just as the way Yahushua had white woolly hair as well in Revelation 1 verse 14. So Daniel, this is reference to the Most High now. Daniel 7 verse 9, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment, what you wear, was white as snow, and the hair of his head like pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. So it says Ancient of Days, man. Of course, Ancient of Days, he existed before time, man. But the point is, that's reference to the Most High. That's one of the Most High's titles, the Ancient of Days, as the scripture says here. And it says, and again another part, and the hair of his head like pure wool. Just like the way Yahushua was referenced as having a white woolly hair, man, in the Revelation 1 verse 14. And again another one, let me try and get this. Let's see. So okay, I'm just trying to see the other precepts. This is another precept reference to Yahushua's appearance as well, Son of Man, but this is really his glorified form. So it says here, Daniel 10 verse 6, his body also was like beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning. So again, as I said, that's his glorified form. And his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms, this is the key part, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. So again, Yahushua had a loud voice, and it says his arms and his feet were like unto polished brass, man. And of course, Revelation 1 verse 14 emphasizes it, reference it as well as brass too, man. But the point is, he was of a dark brown complexion. That's the key. So that's pertaining to the appearance of Yahweh Yahushua. Of course, what the world so calls God and Jesus Christ, which are not their names. Yahweh Yahushua are the ancient Hebrew names. Yahweh means he is, Yah meaning he, and of course how meaning is or exists or is to be. And Yahushua, Yah meaning he, and then Yahushua meaning pertaining to deliverance or to deliver. So he delivers. And of course, rightfully so, Yahushua is the one to deliver the elect and the 1/3 of Israel into those chariots in the time to come. Which is chariots are another video really. But yeah. The chariots are a reference to the so-called UFOs. Ezekiel 1 is a nice chapter, a very good chapter to read on that, if anyone wants to do their own reading. So that's Daniel 10 verse 6 pertaining to the appearance of the Messiah. Daniel 7 verse 9 and Revelation 4 verse 3 are pertaining to the appearance of the Most High. Again, Yahushua, Daniel 10 verse 6 and Revelation 1 verse 14 to 50. So that's the key part right there pertaining to appearance. Now, the reason why it matters is, at least having some kind of understanding of, the appearances, because if we didn't know,